Do you know if it,
And I needed to get
I put the synthetic hair on about, 3 years ago or something. I haven't changed it since, and it's still absolutely fine. It's unbreakable, so what does he sound like? So the curtain room?
Yeah.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hello, my name is Dean Stevenson, and welcome to 4 p.m. It's a Monday afternoon. What the hell are you doing here in winter? Is there anybody still left over from the festival? Anyone who was here the last couple of weeks? No? Oh, okay, they all found the airport. Good. It was a great festival, but this is good timing. You did better because you don't have to queue up for coffee or a toilet. Well done. 4 p.m. is an installation that I created for Mona. That's about most of the things that aren't what you see. This framed work. A frame suggests it's finished. This frame suggests the idea is complete. Means it can be sold. Means it's probably unchangeable. Whereas what I do here is quite flexible because it's far from finished. Art is never really finished. It can only be abandoned in an interesting place, which is probably true for all of the art in the museum or any gallery anywhere. But you watch me make things every day. Every day is new. Every day is new music. The musicians are now looking at the part, making notes on their part because they haven't seen it before. They don't know what it's about, and I've forgotten already, so we'll find out together when we, in about 30 seconds, start to rehearse the piece and build it in front of your ears and eyes. You can ask questions and even get involved. If you have any questions, please welcome the ensemble that's going to make the music today. Miranda, Chris, Will and Martin. Always the same instruments. In fact, it's rare that it's the same ensemble 2 days in a row, but actually it is. You were here all yesterday. Very strange. You slept here under the stage. Very unusual, but normally it's a mix of musicians all the time. So let's see what today is about. I've called today, now it's in 3/4. 3/4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, but it's not a waltz. I've called it not a waltz. Even though it's in 3, it might sound like it is at times. Don't get confused. Even when it is, it isn't. This has been going on now for this is day 459, so next week we'll celebrate 460 days, which is fun, but it goes on till October, where I'm going to hit the 500 mark. Not that that should be celebrated, although I do celebrate that, but it's also just about 500, it'll be 500 opportunities by October to talk about creativity and the act of showing up and just making mostly rubbish, mostly compost for the days when it's good. You don't know when the good days are going to come. Some days they do. Maybe today's one of those days. I have no idea. Let's find out. Oh, you'll see the score will whiz by on the screen if you can see it. If you can't see that screen, there's a paper copy over here. Don't take that home with you. I will need that back. Here we go. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
4:59. Now, if you have quavers, bum, 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 lots of quavers. You will be, and everyone gets a go at it, whether it's pits or staccato, which means pits is when you use your finger to pluck the string. Staccato is a short bow. Duck, 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 duck. That is kind of, you might have a melody soaring above or below you, but you will be the engine, the agitation. So that is what your purpose will be if you have that. So let's hear the agitated bits in the cello first. Do. First violin. Smoky melody on top. So nice work on, thank you, Marty. So there's this smoky melody that comes in there, and so now what I've done is to give that moving line to the viola in tuk, 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 in short. So you kind of Marty sort of outlining the 1, 3, 1 mostly, and then we have the melody kind of reimagined with harmony in the violins.
And you still want it sultasto?
I think so. Yes, sultasto still.
Yeah.
Yep. So let's go 3 before B, please. 3 before B. First instrument. Yes, and then the first long note we hear in the cello is this growing it from underneath. All good with that?
Yep.
Lovely.
Is that
That's totally good. Yep.
The character's good, yeah.
Yep. Bing, 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 bing. And then what's going to happen now at C is that now gets handed over to the first violin in pits. So what was a bum, 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 bum underneath now becomes a kick. So it's a very different feel, but let's see what it does. 3 before C, please. Hand it over to the viola. Cool, before you go on, nice. So I suppose because of the register that it's in, the cello will be the lead line at C.
Yep.
Even though everyone's kind of harmonising over here, the cello will be the lead line.
Yep.
The register meaning is quite high, which means it just sort of it speaks a lot, as opposed to down low where it's nice and warm but doesn't cut through.
Were we a little too much?
No. I'm just trying to explain to the people at home that
You were.
I'm trying to sound like I know what I'm doing.
You can hear me.
Eventually they'll figure out.
Can we just try something, just Chris and me, or actually everyone from B, just for
B?
some notes?
No, I think it should just be Chris and Lou.
Probably me.
But you might not, I don't know.
B.
From B?
Yeah.
1, 2.
Good. Yep.
Sounds a bit.
Which one?
Like in bar
Because there's a
31.
Let's try
31.
just Chris and me, 29, 30.
Nothing's bothered me.
31.
31.
Just 31. This is for 32.
Should be E and the C sharp.
1, 2, 3. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so there's a what underneath you then?
It's hard to tune.
Something like that.
Is
Yeah.
it something?
Maybe it's my part. Do you want to do it with me?
Yeah, let's do it with them.
So this is part 31
Bar
still?
31.
Yep.
Yep.
1, 2, 3. No, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thanks.
We approve.
Yeah.
You approve?
Yeah.
Do you approve?
Right, you can keep it.
Yes. Good. Okay. Let's go from B and play through then.
Yep.
Okay? Yep. and a D. Second violin. Hold on, we'll get some timing right. Ooh. So now the second violin has the pits go. I wonder if I went too high in that register. Maybe it's a bit too shrill. I might have chosen to peak a bit early. Let's just leave it as it is.
I liked it.
You liked it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. We'll do a vote. The people at home see if they like it.
I don't think I got E right at all.
I couldn't hear.
E.
Yeah, no, I think I was thought it was Chris.
This is sight reading. They're reading this for the first time. As lovely as it sounds, and you go, oh, I'd buy this and take it home. Remember that they've never seen it before. They're very clever, circus freak level clever, and they should probably have a little round of applause for that, I think. Because the cost for them has been great. They've been playing since 8 years. Imagine 8 years old getting the first violin for the first time. And Miranda can't probably boil an egg or drive a car, but she can play the violin. No, she can. She's extraordinary. But the thing is, Ira Glass, this great broadcaster, made a great point, and it's echoed with me for years. Is that say Miranda's 8 years old. Around that time, it's surprising how much we've already decided what things are good and shit. We already know, good music, good art, good people, good this, good that. Our taste has already been established in a whole raft of things. And then 8 years old picks up a violin and it probably sounds awful. As good as you are now, when you're 8 years old, it's just not good. And you go, I could listen to music on the radio and it's really good on this instrument. I play it myself and it's terrible. And that never leaves you. It never leaves you your whole life where you go, I should be able to pick up this thing because I've seen it on Instagram all the time. Why can't I just suddenly draw a still life with a crayon and have it look awesome? Because you're told you can just do it with an app and you'll be awesome. But it's bullshit. You actually have to suffer and be prepared for your muscles to make year after year of crap. Just sloppy, shitty crap before finally your skill matches your taste. And it's a really shit journey, but it's really, really, really worth it. There you go. Amen.
Sermon over.
Sermon over. Sermon for the man. Should we go from E then, please?
Yes.
Tempo is the same. Lock it in. Cello now plays the first melody, the violin with pits. Again. What's the first melody we heard there?
This is Jay.
Yeah, J, yep. And K. Very gently comes back with that underlying machine. He's M. first violin. Okay, cool. Make them wait. Make them wait. Jesus. I mean, I'll just play all the way to the end and spoil everything and stuff. Right. So there's a real kind of like in breath that whole time again, when the cello comes in, it's a dun 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 dun, and then you get that lovely crotchet thing coming between O and P. Bum 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 bum.
Do you want us to crescendo before the final bar of O, like start a bit earlier, or just the final bar? You've got it written just the final bar.
I do just the final bar. I think, yeah, let's crescendo. Yes,
maybe
you're right.
like
Let's spend a whole of O. You good idea. Yep, yep.
Like
All of O building up. Don't peak too early though, people.
No, can't do that.
Don't peak early.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Just because we.
And then at P, it sounds like it's about to go
Yeah,
gangbusters, but then we kind of all suddenly do this funny little. It's like, oh, we're almost there, what's going to happen? And then bang, a cue with full engines running until the end. Cool. Okay. Does anybody have any questions or something they'd like to ask or check in with? Because I don't want this to be a mystery. The idea of 4 p.m. is to take away the us and themness about things. You pay a ticket to see a concert. You don't see the rehearsal, but I think the rehearsal's important for you to see the humanity and the wrong notes and all of the things that happen during the making of a thing. So if you have any questions at all, just, yell them out. Yes? How do I start each day? One of two ways. One with an idea and the other is without an idea. Most of the time it's without an idea. Most of the time. This year started with... Right, start. C sharp minor chord. That was it. Dun 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 dun. That's it. So I didn't feel like, I wasn't thinking of, a movie with submarines and bad guys in balaclavas or Jane Austen movies. No, not at all. It's just like notes. Dun 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 dun. Or was it dun 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 notes in the middle? Dun 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 dun. It's just an idea, and then the idea presents things eventually, or not.
Have you been watching Days of Our Lives again?
Have I been? No, I haven't been watching Days of Our Lives.
Days of Our Lives.
Like sand through the hour.
Can I just ask a note question?
Yes.
It was absolutely fine, just checking that it's what you wanted. Second bar of N. You've got a D sharp in the on the fourth beat, but you don't have that on the fourth bar of N, which is the same motive. But
Second bar of N.
yep. So you've got a D sharp on the fourth beat.
that matches up with my part, yeah.
So
N.
N.
End.
But on the fourth bar of N, you don't have the D sharp.
Because you've got a D natural, and then you've got a D sharp.
Yeah, no, I'm D sharp at the
didn't
end of
clash
the
at
second
all, it's
bar
just
N,
whether
and
you
then I've
wanted
got a
it
D natural
twice.
for the whole bar.
Yes,
below,
it should be
so
D natural
It works with
last
my
bar
part,
of
whether
N.
that.
Because there's a D natural
Yeah,
underneath
but you
it.
want the second bar of D sharp?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. No. What?
Yes.
The second bar of N, you got a D sharp.
Yes, because it's a D sharp here.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is
That's
fine.
it. That's it.
It may
That's
not be
it.
what I'll play, but it's the plan.
Okay. Cool. Where do you want to run from? Shall we do? Let's go to the N to O.
Yep.
N from N. Ed or N for Nelly. N.
N for Nelly.
Okay.
Yep.
Sorry, I can't find it.
Mine is lost.
About 130 something.
Oh, there it is.
Here we go. I tried to make it busy. It may not be. I should have maybe stuck with the original D with the long notes rather than all quick. I don't know whether it makes it any more exciting or just more confusing. Okay, from Q.
Yeah,
Q?
Q.
Sorry.
Yeah.
1,
The bloom on that one, Chris.
There it is.
So from figure T to the end, is that like a sort of a slow
do you want it to
diminuendo?
die?
I don't know that I wanted
Or
to
do you want it to
diminish
stay up?
too much.
I can just be a bit relentless with it, or
Just relentless. I don't think it needs to disappear too much.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. But just don't slow down.
Is there any change of dynamic around the Fs or thereabouts, or is it still?
It's well, let's just say
It
it's
sort of goes into.
it probably just gradually
You've
dims
got to
from
you got to decrescendo into S from there.
into S, and then from S down to
is
T.
it? Okay.
Yeah, we're going from forte, aren't we?
Oh, right. Okay.
Down to probably
we sort of end up-
mezza forte is
Where does
T
the decrescendo start?
at
Oh, it's
S?
just the last
Into
bar
S.
before S.
into
Alright.
S.
Oh, into S. Okay.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
but it's right to T.
Right to T. Yep. Mezza forte. Italian for
Oh, I thought the third bar.
to your
above
pasta.
was-
Any other questions? Anybody?
I
Any
don't
other
know, it's
queries
okay.
about
It looks funny
the
on the
process?
bar.
Yes. 459. Yeah.
Ah, yes. So you got to be sharp, right?
No, it'd be natural there, but it doesn't sound. It didn't sound like
At the end of the bar. What's the last sounding bar? Dun, dun.
Absolutely. So,
That's the
so
second
good
bar.
question.
Second
The
bar.
question was: are there periods out
Second
of the
bar.
459 days where sometimes it's full of adventure, some of them are quite safe? I imagine. Yes. There's a whole. There's more than 4 seasons in the 459 days. Some of them are literally like weeks of just being not barren, but just relying on just playing on the piano to find ideas, and other times because of life brings you things, and one responds to life, be them personal triumphs or tragedies, and that inevitably finds its way in. Inevitably, it has to find its way. That's what kind of being an artist is about: is to put your life into that thing, so you can look back at it.
Oh, no,
And I mean, this is what this is my book. This is 150 consecutive days where I kept a journal. So out of the 459, there's 150 in here, and you can. There's also so I wouldn't leave the building until I made the diary entry. There's some essays on creativity. There's also all of the live music through it. There's like 11 hours through that. So that's a great way to track the progress. Sometimes, I'll sell it one cheap now. Sometimes. The ego still gets in the way. Like my whole premise of doing this is so eventually I disappear, and I want you to forget about me and just engage in the process of watching something be made and played by these extraordinary people. But obviously, as a creator, your ego always wants to somehow be involved. So, do I write something that is crazy or safe? And I know that there are things that I like, certain tempos, the andantes, the adagios, those warm, swoony things. We'll play one after this, one that I've written before, which is on one of the albums, and it's a lovely swoony thing, and that's what I love to write. But I know that every time I do that, I'm just self-soothing, and I can't do that all the damn time, or I don't explore any other of the corners that are open to me to explore. If I've got music theory, why aren't I looking at other things? But maybe self-soothing's enough. Maybe I should just write slow tempos the whole goddamn time. Maybe that's kind of my way. I don't know. So that rub comes in seasons where I go, I'm so tired of myself. I'm so sick of doing. Mostly, if you were tired of yourself, you probably just wouldn't do anything. You just watch TV for a few months and go to the pub. But I'm bound to show up and do something. So there's probably a bit of a weird response for me to have to show you something which I'm ashamed of. Like, this is terrible, but fuck, it's 4 o'clock, we have to play it. That's kind of a bit weird. But there are always seasons, and being aware of them and following them is probably pretty important. Yeah, as long as no one's dying because of your art. It's important to follow them. So yeah, and there are. We've made 3 albums, right? The one we'll play after this is off the 3rd album, and these are the ones where I went. The season was good. They're really good. I'm not going to tell you. I mean, and some of them were winter, like cold, warm, like a warm blanket in front of the fire. But I'm not going to obviously properly studio record my my least favourite ones. But they're all available on the live stream. The only person who's taken full advantage of this live stream is my mum. She's seen everything, and she still loves me. It's amazing.
Yeah, maybe that is meant to be
but they're all out there. So I've got a Patreon page and the live stream, so I do put everything out there. But yeah, did that answer your question? Was there any follow-up questions? No. Is there a?
I reckon it does.
Yeah. We'll talk about them later. Come and talk to me afterwards. Yeah.
I think
maybe
I had the funniest nerdy music question a few weeks ago. Some guy, bless him. He went, so it's called 4 p.m. and there's 4 people in the band. Why have you written it in 3/4?
You try that. Try that.
Wow, that was hard to answer. Anyway, right, no other questions?
We've got
Questions?
We've been just the second bar of R.
Second bar of R.
Second, third, and fourth, really.
Yeah.
It's sort of.
Could we just do the 3 bars of R?
Yes.
Slower.
Yep.
And just have a listen.
We're
to
going to
it.
try.
No, let's play it as print first.
Play it as printed, but then we'll
Okay.
try with Chris changing
So
the note.
yum, bum, 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 bum,
Yep.
bum, bum. So nice and slow. Yep.
1, 2, 3.
Is that?
So I think.
Yeah,
If I played a B sharp.
figure- we started.
So Chris should play a B sharp, we reckon.
Or do you play play 2 C sharps?
No, that's without the B. So it's the B, I think.
Yeah. So we'll try with the B
B's
sharp.
on that. It's the B that's
Because then
that
we're
would
going in
fit.
then we're going in the right angle.
Okay.
So what do you want me to do?
Nothing for the
Okay.
moment.
I'll play
Just
B
Chris.
sharp.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
That's much
Cool.
better.
Which note was that, Chris?
So second bar
second
of
bar
R.
of R.
Yep.
And that sort of matches the same
Cool,
notes that
okay.
you had around D.
So you're going G sharp to C,
G sharp, C sharp,
G sharp,
B sharp.
C
B sharp,
B
B
sharp, or
sharp.
C.
I know.
Or C
I mean,
natural.
that's just so
I know.
unnecessary.
Or
Isn't
C
it?
natural, whatever.
Fans of Homer Simpson.
I mean, it's a C
Okay.
natural in my part. So.
Yes. Well, I'll change
that's-
that to
that sounded much- I thought that was
C
better.
sharp, C natural. Thank you. Right.
Yep.
Cool with that?
Yeah.
Want to give it a crack?
Yep.
All right. Woo! Here we go. Yay! All right. So we'll play this through. This will be great, and you'll hear it all the way through from start to finish. The idea. I'll hear it all the way through too, and then we'll play out one of our favourite Sweeney ones after this.
It's not too much of a tempo change, is there? Into
fills me
the
with joy.
expressivo H.
Please
G,
thank
like
again
it's
Miranda,
bop,
Chris,
bop, 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 bop,
Will, and Martin for playing day
Like it's the same tempo.
459.
No.
Not
Same
a
tempo.
waltz.
Yeah.
So it's like a U problem.
There we go. Miranda, Chris, Will, Martin. Woo! There you go. So that little dee da dee da da dee da bum bum, that weird like, where's this gonna go? That was an idea that I'd had days ago, and again I didn't start with that, but I kind of wrote up to that from another day. I didn't want that to die, because most of the days just die as compost in the garden of other ideas. But there you go, that was new music. Woo! Any questions? Anyone? Problems? Issues? Suggestions? No?
Don't quit your day job.
All right. Let's play. So, yeah. What's that?
I said, don't quit your day job. Oh, wait.
Yeah. All right, let's play. This one's from. No one misses the ferry. It's okay. You can stay and enjoy this one, and come and have a chat if you're interested in the recordings. There's CDs with downloads, or just a pack of downloads. There's 3 albums there, all in a little envelope of downloads, or the book, or anything you want to talk about. Come and have a chat, or go to the shop. Here's a piece called Ingrid and Humphrey. I imagined Ingrid Bergman and Humphrey Bogart on the tarmac on the last scene of Casablanca. It's day 386. It was written here on a Friday. If you're at the back and you want to come to the front where you can hear, well, please come down. Come forward, don't be shy. Don't be shy. There's probably enough of you to even stand. You can stand right here and circle us if you like. I think it's nice. Because if you haven't seen a string quartet live before, it's a bit of a treat. Cool. Here we go. Here's day 386. I call it Ingrid and Humphrey. so much. Thank you. Hashtag 4pm Mona. Upload them, do go crazy. Thank you so much. I'm Dean Stevenson, hashtag 4pm Mona. Miranda, Chris, Will, Martin. That particular one is called Ingrid Humphrey. It's on these downloads or on volume 3, the album, if you're interested. Or there's a QR code over here for my Bandcamp if you want to listen to that again. Come and have a chat. Otherwise, have a very lovely week and take care. Good afternoon.